Yeah, hi, my name is Sascha Peters. I'm CEO and founder of future agency Haute Innovation from Berlin, and would like to talk a little bit about future trends in additive manufacturing. First trend is about new application area for 3D printing. With the transformation into electric mobility, there is a chance to establish digital processes, on-demand manufacturing, higher flexibility and lightweight solutions become more relevant to the automotive industry. So relevant that Volkswagen and others plan to use 3D printing in their plants to directly produce parts, like BMW that opened an additive manufacturing campus last year. When it comes to battery technology, of course, 3D printing could support the whole development. For example, Swiss company Blackstone Resources successfully printed solid-state lithium ion batteries with a 20% boost in energy density this year, and they were successfully producing this battery and in their manufacturing site. They set up Europe's first manufacturing site for 3D printed batteries in Saxony right now. So we see that 3D printing is coming closer to the consumer goods industry. For example, Miele offers templates to their client to print accessories for home appliances, and they offer this to their client on a platform called 3D4U. In other areas like sports, the sports shoe industries, we see the first real products that are 3D printed coming on the market right now. Maybe you remember the Adidas project Futurecraft, which they presented some years ago to print individual shoe soles, and you can buy them now. They are on the market. It's not future anymore. Next step is the integration of 3D printing and robot technologies in a project called Futurecraft Strung. And then it's about housing. In the building sector, 3D printing will change the way we are going to build in future. You have probably heard about printed buildings in the Netherlands, in Germany, in Dubai, and in Austria. This is Sweden's first 3D printed house, recently published very interesting images. They use concrete from Heidelberg cement, which developed also the material for other buildings which are produced with 3D printing right now in Germany and other countries. But this is not industrial, so let's come to industrial applications of AM. Maybe you have heard about the 3D printed bridge from Amsterdam, which was installed this summer. This is 3D made from metal welding using a robot arm to produce that metal bridge, which can also have an interesting impact to industrial areas. We have the world's first certified 3D printed node in our exhibition from a company from Frankfurt in Germany. Powder bed printed, by the way, and with a node like this, it's possible to create a facade with, in this project, 134 topology optimized aluminum knots to reduce the amount of resources you spend for this building, which is built right now. The second trend, and let's have a view onto metal printing as well, is that 3D printers are getting larger with higher efficiency. The market growth, and that are numbers from Terry Woller's report from 2018, only in the metal area will be 45% in the next 5 years. So quite interesting for the companies to build and to develop new printing machines like what SLM did. So they are not working with 2 lasers, not with 4, not with 8. They installed 12 lasers in that system to higher the speed, to higher the possibilities to have bigger parts printed in metal. And new players step into the market. The classic printing companies, by the way, the 2D printing companies, HP brought a printer on the market where they combine binder jetting and a furnace process. Hewlett-Packard, this machine, and now this year they start with a metal jet printer where they combine both processes and at the final end are able to print metal components with a high speed and high efficiency. So that's for them obviously a future market. And we saw and we see Xerox, also a classical builder of printers, having a printer on the market right now. Just a couple of months ago, they print with liquid metal, little droplets of liquid metal, and that's very, very interesting to see. We have 2 of these parts in our exhibition right now, so if you want to come and see, you're very much invited to do so. This is, by the way, world's largest boat, entirely 3D printed by a company from Italy. It's the first of this size, entirely made with endless fiber integration, so-called Mambo technology. Continuous fiber manufacturing is the name of the technology they invented in the last years. And we have that frame in our exhibition. That's a bicycle frame, and the whole bicycle you can see in the InnoDex area. Very interesting because it's 40% lighter compared to other frames, and a cooperation done between Moy Composites and Autodesk from Copenhagen. We see the third trend. It's about new materials and processes for additive manufacturing. With all the printers on the market right now, with the larger building area, they want to print with all the materials they are used to. So what was missed was, for example, copper and copper alloys, which are now possible to 3D print. A company called Prof sent us some demonstrators. In that case, it's brass printing, a copper zinc alloy. We have copper printing in our exhibition for inductors. You can also imagine to use copper printing in producing electric motors in the future. So that's an example of additive drives from Dresden. We try to get this piece maybe next year. We have it in our exhibition. We have that one from Incus 3D. It's a lithography-based metal process for very small and tiny and precise parts. So we have a couple of these ones in our exhibition, and then getting smaller. Fraunhofer invented a new technology to use screen printing to produce three-dimensional part in an additive way, and that's very, very tiny parts in our exhibition and we have that on display. And of course, other materials like glass is possible to print right now. That's in research. Some ETH Zurich, by the way, some companies, startup companies, just started their business in using glass for 3D printing possibilities. And the fourth trend we see nowadays is maybe mixing materials that up to now was not possible or only possible to a certain extent when you, for example, mix two kinds of plastics. We see companies that do so. So a Belgian company, Aerosint, a startup, invented a technology where they are able to place little particles as voxel sizes exactly where they want to have the particle in the geometry of the powder bed, and are in that case possible to print two, or I guess no, it's just two different materials. It's not possible to mix any material, so you see the combinations they're able to. So PA and TPU, for example, glass and aluminium, titanium and alumina. That's possible right now, and they are working on more combinations. That's a demo project they published last year. And then it's about a combination of different plastics. For that, Multec from Germany developed a certain print head with the possibility to have 4 different filaments in the print. That's on the market. We have it in the exhibition. Of course, you can combine different colors in 3D printing, but maybe you can imagine different qualities of plastics. Maybe some plastics are stronger than others, flexible, or whatever you can imagine. This is the last example. Maybe you've heard about 4D printing. 4D textiles are textiles that are printed so you print on a pre-stressed textile, and when you get the stress away, the stretch, then you see that the textile is moving from a flat surface into a third dimension, and the time is the third dimension. In that case, we have a development on display from Katja Bremer, a designer from Berlin. She had the idea of printing a seat in 2 dimensions, and then when you release, you got the energy back, and then it's transforming into the third dimension. Very, very interesting technology to efficiently produce products in future. So thanks a lot for listening to me. We have a lot of these examples in our exhibition, and you are welcome to come and see all the things. Thanks a lot for listening to me.
Tack själv Sascha. Och som vi vet vid det här laget så är det i hall D där vi har Tech Arena och InnoDex och alla andra grymma initiativ. Så bege er ner till hall D och besök dem där. Och på tal om grymma initiativ så är det som så här att om en liten stund härifrån studion, de står faktiskt laddade på andra sidan scengolvet här, så ska vi ge oss in i Spark-världen. Ja, vad är det? Kanske du funderar på. Mer om det om en liten stund, för det handlar om innovation och förflyttning i små och medelstora industriföretag, i fantastiska initiativ där samarbeten verkligen leder till framgång. Så vi ställer klockan 11, då kör vi igång. Då blir det fokus på Spark. Välkommen åter.